No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
Welcome to the road trip at the end of the apocalypse. Okay, what is the shelf life on ravioli? Because a Twinkie is gonna survive like 3 apocalypses. It's gonna survive the nuclear apocalypse. It's gonna survive the apocalypse where roaches evolve and basically conquer the earth. And then it's gonna survive the apocalypse where the roaches have to fight the aliens for what's left of the planet Earth. Ravioli ain't especially Chef Boyardee, is not lasting no 20 years. I went upstairs to my pantry. I opened up my pantry and I grabbed the spaghetti and meatballs. It expires next year. It's probably going to get eaten before that, but once we pass over that threshold, it's going in the trash because I have opened expired spaghetti and meatballs before. There's that moment where you YouTube old ravioli to make a joke, and you discover that there's an entire subsection of YouTube dedicated to old grandmas and old babushkas making like traditional ravioli from their homeland. If you idiots don't go follow these gorgeous old ladies right now and show them some love.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
And it's a walking no. Like that joke that Ellie makes later on where she says that diarrhea runs in the family because it's in your genes. Like, yes, that is the outcome of eating 20-year-old expired Chef Boyardee ravioli. You're gonna have diarrhea, and I don't know about you, you've got an entire paramilitary group attempting to hunt you down. Having the runs is not optimal to survive in this situation. Now, about the paramilitary group, were they this deep in the game? Like, I'm trying to remember Henry and Sam's story. And I remember that they were on the run from Fedra, or what was left of Fedra that had kind of collapsed. Also, there's a city change. In this, it's Kansas City, but in the game, I think it was Pittsburgh. But I don't remember them being chased like this hard. More or less because I probably wasn't paying attention to what exactly the enemies wanted from Henry and Sam. It felt as though like we kind of ran into Henry and Sam and some shenanigans ensued. Fedra was chasing us. We killed a ton of Fedra, and then we were able to get away, and then their story arc closed. But in this one, it looks as though like they're the revolutionists fighting against the revolutionists, which is fantastic for the apocalypse. Let me tell you something. It is a staple that I have been saying for the longest time. The scariest things in horror are what human beings are willing to do to other human beings. Like, The Walking Dead functioned for those first few seasons with the governor and Negan because it wasn't the zombies that were terrifying. It was the idea that there were people out there willing to do whatever it takes to maintain their status quo and destroy the lives of whoever got in their way to essentially maintain power. And that's basically what's happened here with Fedra in Kansas City. Fedra collapses to a new revolutionary regime. The revolutionary regime takes over. They're just as bad, if not worse, than Fedra. And then I'm assuming that Henry and his brother are basically the revolutionists fighting against the revolution that just happened. And the people who won basically need a new boogeyman, and he's the new boogeyman because he's leading like a faction. And it's like, he's not really leading a faction. Him and Sam are like hiding in attics, scrounging for food. It's basically, now that Fedra's been defeated, they need a new target for their propaganda to keep people scared and in line. And Sam and Henry just happen to be the boogeymen. But it's like when they go up into the attic and you see all of the paintings on the wall, like Sam's basically been painting both him and Henry as like superheroes are going to escape their situation. There are no happy endings in The Last of Us. let's get that out of the way right now. There are no endings that are happy at all in The Last of Us. Now, the award for stupid decisions, I would say, definitely goes to Joel, because there's a shot of when he turns around from the tunnel and he's driving back, and there's like an entire just hill, and I'm like, you are in a truck. It's a pretty good truck. I would believe you would be able to drive around those vehicles, drive up the side of that hill, get over to the opposite side of the overpass, drive right on down, and continue on your way without having to cut into this city. Bad decision number 2, stopping when Ellie tells you to stop to look at Fedra and then start panicking. Because the second he stopped, Joel's like, nope, we're in a horrible situation, we gotta get the hell up out of here. What happens? Runs into a trap. It's like, if you had just turned right around, like, I'm telling you right now, post-apocalypse, I'm whipping out the map. We got to go back 2 hours and turn around and head around north. We're going back 2 hours. We're not going through the city, because we just established in the woods that cities are bad. That's where the infected are concentrated. That's where the people who are trying to cling to the dregs of human society are also concentrated. That's the location that I don't want to be. Open road and country, good. Closed in city, bad. And the closed in city is about to go from bad to worse due to the fact that there is something moving underneath the ground, and I have no idea what it is. I got some theories. There's a couple theories I might throw out there in another video, but something's underground. I don't like it, and I'm telling you right now, if you and me are boys, we've had each other's back. We've survived for 20 years in this apocalypse together, because we have been surviving on a level of trust. And you go downstairs with the woman you smashing, and she tells you not to tell me that there is something moving underneath the city, and you choose to honor that. If I die, just know, when you die, I'm waiting to run hands with you at the pearly gates. I'm not entering heaven. I'm letting St. Peter know as soon as I walk up, I'm not going in. I'm waiting for somebody else to arrive. He's like, you're holding up the line. That's okay. Me and him, we got to square up. I'm gonna have to knock you out. Soon as you walk up, we scrapping. And when we scrapping, we tumbling. I'm dragging you right down the hill with me, because I'm gonna keep whooping y'all. I can't curse anymore because the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it. We're trying to go a little bit clean here. But something's gonna be whooped expeditiously. Because there's no way I would ever let you get away in the afterlife with the fact that I died and you could have saved me from dying a underground tentacle cordyceps horror death. Ain't no way, cuz. Ain't no way at all. But I think this episode, the theme for this episode is basically going to circle around the road trip. It's setting up the building blocks for the future relationship that both Joel and Ellie are essentially going to have. Where we see that when Ellie saves Joel, there's that level of trust where he now trusts her with a gun, whereas before he did not. Even taught her a little bit of trigger discipline. Keep your finger off the trigger if you're not going to pull it. There you go. You don't want to shoot yourself or shoot the person that you're trying to help accidentally, because you might spaz, or you might lose control of the situation. Might fall, well, situations like that if you keep your finger on the trigger. But this is going to be good going forward, because Ellie asks some questions and then Joel asks some questions, where Ellie's questions are now have her wondering what kind of person Joel is. Is Joel actually a good person? But then some of the information that Ellie throws out about the fact that it's not the first time that she got somebody killed, she's referencing Riley, who I'm assuming they're going to do a flashback for, since her character was cast, that she got her best friend killed. Now, that's going to be super interesting when that basically comes to light, even though I feel as though that's going to come to light a little bit more down the line. But now it's both Ellie and Joel asking questions about each other on a more deeper level. For Ellie, it's, you know, can I trust this person? Yes, he may have done bad things, but he's protecting me and he's keeping me alive, and he's been essentially on the straight and narrow with me. But then for Joel, he's starting to wonder more about Ellie. What's her past? What's her deal? How did she originally get bit? What's she talking about in regards to the fact that she got somebody killed? Now that Ellie's sitting inside of his head, she's no longer cargo like he said she was in the car. She's transitioning from cargo to adoptive daughter, and it's going to be a little bit more of a journey before we get to the adoptive daughter part, where he fully embraces and adopts Ellie as, I don't want to say a replacement for Sarah, because I feel as though that's disrespectful to Ellie as a character, but she ends up being the daughter that he lost, that he's going to be willing to do whatever it takes in order to keep her safe and keep her alive. And now that they're introducing both Henry and Sam, whew, the next episode is going to be so good, especially if it ends the way in which it does, because I saw something shambling around that has me absolutely terrified, and I have no idea. Every single one of those guys that you saw, all of those guns, all of that heavy equipment, they're going to need it. Because that is a bloater. And if the clickers were hard as hell to kill, that thing is going to be nigh indestructible. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode of The Last of Us. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.